Imagine carrying a backpack full of bricks everywhere you go. Every decision, every mistake, every worry adds another brick. You don't even realize how heavy it's gotten until you put it down. That's exactly what this one mindset shift did for me. It let me finally put down that crushing weight, and it can do the same for you. For years, I lived in a constant state of stress, overthinking every choice, replaying every mistake, and obsessing over things I couldn't control. It wasn't just exhausting, it was taking over my life. Then I stumbled upon a simple mindset shift that completely changed the way I handle challenges and worries. And no, it wasn't some overnight miracle or toxic positivity mantra. This was practical, real, and it works. If you've ever felt like your brain just won't shut up, like you're caught in a never-ending spiral of what ifs and worst case scenarios, this is for you. And stick with me, because the breakthrough might surprise you. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Rob, and I'm here to help you break the cycle of overthinking and overcome emotional distress to thrive in personal and professional life. It all started with a book I was reading called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Freak. I had been complaining about how overwhelmed I felt, how every mistake from my past seemed to catch up, and every decision felt like it carried the weight of the world. As I read through the book and had everything I believed challenged, one question came to mind that I'll never forget. What would happen if you saw stress as feedback, not failure? I had no idea what that meant at first or why it popped in my mind, but that question planted a seed that would grow into one of the most powerful mindset shifts of my life. Let me explain. The shift is this. Instead of seeing stress, mistakes, or setbacks as enemies, see them as signals, as neutral feedback that simply tells you something about your current approach or priorities. It's like your GPS recalculating when you take a wrong turn. The mistake doesn't mean you're lost forever. It's just information to help you get back on track. Think about it. How often do we beat ourselves up over feeling stressed? But what if stress is just your mind saying, hey, something here needs attention? Instead of fighting it, you listen to it. That simple reframe alone saved me hours of overthinking every day. Here's how I put it into practice. When I feel stressed, I pause and ask myself, what is this stress trying to tell me? Is it about a boundary I need to set, a priority I've ignored, or maybe I'm overcommitting? Next, I make a small tangible adjustment. For example, I realized most of my stress came from trying to control things I couldn't. So I started focusing only on what I could control. That alone was life-changing. Let me give you a recent example. Last month, I was freaking out about hitting my sales quota at work. Instead of spiraling, I asked, what's the feedback here? Turns out I was not prioritizing outreach and needed to block time on my calendar for more customer outreach to give myself more opportunities to reach my quota. I adjusted, and the stress instantly eased. It wasn't magic, it was clarity. Still not convinced? Here's another angle. When you reframe stress as feedback, you also start to trust yourself more. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt, you focus on solutions. It's not about ignoring stress, it's about partnering with it. So here's the big realization. Stress isn't the villain, it's a teacher. The moment you stop resisting it and start learning from it, everything changes. You go from feeling like life is happening to you to realizing life is happening for you. To recap, the mindset shift is simple. Stop seeing stress as a failure and start seeing it as feedback. Ask yourself, what is it trying to tell you? Make a small adjustment and keep moving forward. It's not about eliminating stress. It's about mastering it. This one shift saved me years of unnecessary stress, and I hope it does the same for you. If this mindset resonates with you, drop a comment below sharing one thing you're going to refrain as feedback. And hey, if you found this helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more mindset hacks, and share this video with someone who could use a little less stress in their life. Remember, the power to change is already within you. You just have to shift your perspective. With gratitude.